What if I told you that the yellow corn sitting quietly in fields across America holds a crazy secret? One that connects your movie night popcorn, the syrup in your soda, the crispy chips at gas stations, even the fuel inside trucks hauling those same snacks. And that this entire chain begins with an ocean-sized 90 million tons of corn moving every year through factories that look more like sci-fi labs than farms, where every kernel is treated like a tiny gold mine waiting to explode into flavor, oil, sweetness, and energy. And as we walk through this process, you'll probably realize nobody has really shown what actually happens behind these closed doors, because most channels just repeat the same basic stuff. But here we're diving into the parts nobody talks about, starting from those massive harvesters slicing through fields at sunrise, gathering corn that isn't just tossed into storage but scanned through infrared sensors that check for moisture, defects, and starch potential within seconds, because in modern corn plants, nothing is left to luck anymore. Everything is measured like it's aerospace engineering, and after the kernels are pulled from their cobs, they're pushed into steel silos so tall you can't even see the tops on foggy mornings, each silo humming with air systems that slowly breathe warm, dry air to keep everything from rotting. And then begins the real transformation as conveyor belts drop the corn into soaking tanks where the kernels soften and the outer layers loosen, turning this hard golden grain into something that can be broken down with surprising gentleness by presses and grinders designed to separate skin, starch, protein, fiber, and the germ. And this is where most viewers think the story ends, because they assume corn just gets crushed and sent to market. But no, this is where the factories get wild. The germ, which holds oil, is spun violently in separators that move so fast the noise feels like a jet engine kicking in, and that swirling motion forces pure corn oil to slide out, thick and glowing under the factory lights, later filtered, heated, and refined into the cooking oil millions of people drizzle over pans every morning, while the leftover fiber is shaped, dried, and in some plants puffed into the crunchy base used for snacks that don't even taste like corn anymore. Yet they start right here in this hectic maze of pipes, and the starch. Oh man, the starch is the star of this huge system, gets pumped into long, horizontal tanks where enzymes break it down like tiny invisible workers nibbling away at molecules until the starch becomes sweet liquid, the stuff that eventually becomes corn syrup. And yes, from that syrup the factories can create dozens of grades of sweetness, from mild, gentle syrups used in bakery glazes all the way to high fructose mixes blended into sodas, juices, candies, energy drinks, or anything companies want to taste a little louder. And at the same time, some of the starch goes through a totally different line where pressure and heat transform it into the base used for those cheese puffs, taco shells, crunchy spirals, and snack pellets that are later expanded through hot air so fast that the kernels literally pop out of their dry shells, though not the popcorn way, more like a controlled explosion that turns doughy bits into fluffy snacks that get dusted with spices ranging from lemon chili to barbecue to those neon orange cheese powders that stain your fingers. 4 hours, and walking through these facilities feels like stepping between different worlds, because one minute you're next to sweet syrup flowing like golden glass and the next you're staring at giant drums tossing snacks like a storm of flavor. And above all this chaos, tucked in the upper floors, computer systems quietly track every movement, controlling temperatures, adjusting humidity, even predicting when machines need rest before they break down. And the crazy part is that the human workers, dressed in hairnets, gloves, and sometimes full-body suits, aren't just pressing buttons. They're listening for the sounds of machines, feeling the vibrations of belts, smelling the air to know if something's burning or fermenting wrong, like old-school craft mixed with high-tech science. And by the time the corn completes its journey, it's not just a crop anymore. It's become snack bags stacked in supermarkets, cooking oil warming in kitchens, syrups filling tankers, protein shipped to feed industries, fuel powering engines, and everything tightly woven into a system so big that most people don't even realize how silently their everyday life depends on those billions of kernels moving through these mega processing plants. And as this story winds down, you might be asking yourself one more question. If a single grain of corn can split into dozens of products used around the world, what else is happening inside these factories that nobody ever shows? And what other everyday things in your home have a hidden journey just as massive as this one, waiting to be uncovered next?